Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. What a great week ahead. This week, we are kicking off our industry-leading full throttle live trading and training program. Absolutely no charge. This is on me this week. We open up the door so you can check out what we do here at Top Gun Options. All you need to do to register is head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. We're going to kick it off tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, with a welcome aboard brief. No trades tonight. All I'm going to give you is the background of Top Gun Options, the background of me and how I went essentially from the cockpit to the trading pit, from being a little old lowly retail trader to a corner office on Wall Street, and then founding Top Gun Options. And just for registering, folks, I'm going to give you about nearly $100 in value here. Our options pocket checklist and our proprietary trade plan. Again, all you need to do to register is head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. You can join us for a full week of live trading and training. Already sent out a brand new trade to our weekly options members. Reminder, since it is full throttle week, our weekly options live brief will be Friday at 1 o'clock, but I already sent out a text alert on an EWZ, that's the Brazil ETF, an EWZ bear call spread. That thing's getting ready to roll over here after a nice rip-your-face-off rally. So we sold a bear call spread. Everybody should have gotten a text and email alert with that trade. I'm also working on a new base position for Amazon. I never got filled over the past, 2-3 months on an Amazon base position, and I'm kicking myself. Take a look at the chart of Amazon here. When we kicked off our solo Amazon service, let me pull up a chart there. Solo Amazon service all the way back here. Look at this. When we put, actually it's right around there. We put on a base position in Amazon, and the stock is up 12% since we put that on. We closed out a bull put spread that we placed last Monday afternoon for $1,500 on Friday. 71% gain in 3.5 trading days. Having a great time here at Top Gun Options. Make sure you register. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT. All right, let's get to it. Netanyahu. Yikes, a little bit of a creepy reference here, folks. The Iranian thing's getting a little hotter and heavier. The European response to Iran reminds me of appeasement in the 1930s, and you know what that led to, and I couldn't agree more. Europe is doing what? Bending over backwards to placate Iran. Why? They need their oil, unlike the United States, who has become more or less energy independent over the past 10, 15 years. EU, they're still sucking on the Iranian teat, and they need it. So, and we already know what China's doing, right? China doesn't care about UN sanctions against Iran. They're still getting their oil from there. But thank God, at least the Brits have a little bit of a backbone, seizing an Iranian oil tanker last week in Gibraltar, and then when Iran tried to do the same thing to one of their tankers, they sent 2 HMS Her Majesty's ships to defend the tanker. This thing's getting hotter and heavier, folks, and it's going to break to the bad side, in my opinion. Shocking news out of China. Well, actually not shocking news out of China. They came out with their GDP. This is the worst GDP, I think, in 25 years, 6.2%. So their slowing growth is raising what? Pressure on the PBOC, that's the People's Bank of China, to do what? QE, baby, quantitative easing, and prop up their markets. I was going to look at a weekly bear call spread on FXI. Look at this. Implosion, a little bit of a cliff here. This thing's falling off a cliff. There is zero good news coming out of the trade war that we're in, and it really is dragging on their economy. And I love the idiots who try and quote economy books, right? Because those who can't teach, saying we ultimately pay tariffs in a trade war. Somebody point to me where one American is being impacted by these tariffs. The president is bringing tens of billion dollars, almost I think $100 billion to date on China. We've been getting slaughtered for years on trade with China, folks, and this guy's trying to make it fair, and he's not getting credit. Well, at least from one side of the aisle, he's not getting credit. China sends a message, holds drills where? Off of Taiwan, will sanction U.S. defense firms. So, not that U.S. defense firms do business with China. You know, we're not Google, right? What did the multi-billionaire say today? Or actually, maybe it was yesterday, Peter Thiel. He said Google is not an American company. They are helping the Chinese military. I didn't need to hear some Silicon Valley limousine liberal tell me that. Or actually, I think he's conservative. I heard the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford, months ago testify under oath that Google is working for the People's Liberation Army. Don't get me started. But we know this is in response to what? Last week, we approved $2.2 billion in arms sales to Taiwan. So this, I told you back in January, ladies and gentlemen, a Chinese admiral saying, what are you talking about, a trade war? We could care less about a trade war. We're talking about a real war with America. So the president's looking at new sanctions on Beijing over them taking oil. It's getting uglier, folks. Last week, the president said China is letting us down, and the president's getting ready to get rid of his Commerce Secretary, Mr. Magoo, Wilbur Ross, well, mainly because of the census screw-up, but also because of some China missteps as well. I think that he's a good dude, but just a little, he's not up to speed with the president. So as I'm shooting this, that's a great headline. Stocks are just treading water right now. Why? Because this week kicks off earnings in earnest. I think Citigroup reported today. A little bit better than expected, but expect that, folks. Remember, 77% of companies have issued pre-announcement warnings saying we're going to do worse than you think we are. That's the second worst quarter going back to when I was sitting on the trade floor in the CBOT, the Chicago Board of Trade. That's a long time ago. But let's all laugh as what? We know the Wall Street game, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't hit the ball over the net, lower the net. So when Wall Street kind of rolls the ball over the net and slightly bounces, everybody applauds and says, hey, earnings were great. Be very, very careful, folks. So we are trading water right now. I don't know. We are at record highs, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Every time we have a rip your face off rally, we either take a breather or go down. Rip your face off rally, breather, go down. Rip your face off rally, breather, go down. We just keep going up? No, we're not going to do that. And we're going to talk about this week. The New York Fed. Ain't no babe in the woods here. New York Fed's recession probability index is now at alarming levels. Ooh, pay attention to that. I came up with an acronym at the beginning of this year. I said FIROC, F-I-R-O-C. Fed, impeachment, recession, oil, and China. Guess what? We nailed that, folks. Those have been the biggest issues year to date, except for what? The R word, recession. And here it comes. I beat the market to this. I told you this was going to be an issue this year. The economy's on fire, but guess what? The Fed is asleep at the switch. They need to be raising interest rates right now. Not cutting, not doing QE as the president demands. They need to be raising interest rates right now. The Fed has very, very rarely engineered a soft landing. They need to leave us alone. Get out of capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't work, okay? We also have covered this lately that share buybacks have what? Stopped, more or less. Now, during this earnings period, there might be companies that say, hey, we're thinking about buying back more of our shares, but let's think about it. How many of you, if the stock market's up here, even if your stock is doing poorly or average or to well, how many of you want to buy back your own shares at record highs? Right? No, you don't want to do that. So a lot of companies are sitting on their hands as far as that. We are going to do our solo Amazon. Remember, solo Amazon is a separate service here at Top Gun Options. It's not part of Full Throttle. It's every Monday at 3 o'clock. So, and we're going to cover a lot of stuff going on at Amazon, including what? $100 billion new opportunity. Morgan Stanley came out with a note today. There are over 3,000 small satellite systems that's going to interconnect the world. So this is a $100 billion opportunity. This is another reason today why I'm trying to get finally one of my base positions on here. Let's go to orders here. This is a synthetic stock position with a protected put. I got to walk it on up from here. Let's go 155. Okay, somewhere between the mid and the ask. And I'm going to try and get filled on this thing. Whoa, whiz, this thing's up at $2,000. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I predicted that this is a $3,000 stock in a year or so. Look at that rip your face off rally. Remember back down here at 1700? I said this is a screaming buy. If you listen to me down there, Amazon's up 19% off that bottom. People who have synthetic stock positions here at Top Gun Options are printing money. Some of them 6 figures in their synthetic stock positions. Amazon is really in the fight here. A court last week ruled against Oracle, right? I always knew this JEDI, the joint, what's it stand for? The joint something. Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure. So the Pentagon cloud contract, Oracle was getting really upset, like a petulant child just having a tantrum in the corner, that it was really down to Microsoft and Amazon. Well, a judge said, yeah, you got no case. So booted that out. So it's going to be Microsoft or Amazon. Even if Amazon doesn't get the JEDI contract, the thing's printing money for the rest of our life. We're in the middle of Amazon Prime kicked off today. I got to go see if I can get some deals. Really good stuff. Love Amazon. It's definitely the place to be. All right. Like I said, Full Throttle kicks off tonight, Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern here in the United States. We literally have, last time I checked, 36, 37 countries. Members are literally from all over the world. Make sure you register, folks, even if you can't attend. Wiz, I took a look at the flight schedule, and I can't make it to these. Register anyway, and I'm going to give you access to the replay, okay? So all the replays are going to be posted on a page that you're going to learn about shortly. And the one thing I'm going to change about this Full Throttle, when we open up our slots Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, once we get 50, if we get 50 Wednesday or Thursday, we're done for the rest of the week. We won't do Thursday or Friday's trading, okay? Because it really does take away from new members. Usually in the past 9.5 years, I've always done the full week, even when we got 50, and we usually get 50 by sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. I'm going to knock it off. As soon as we get 50 this week, I'm going to focus on our new members, and we're going to get airborne. So make sure you register to attend the industry-leading Full Throttle live trading and training this week. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. I'll see the solo Amazon folks in about an hour in our solo Amazon brief. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see almost all of you tonight. Cheers.